Welcome to another episode of Mick and the Fat Man, coming to you live from the Mick and the Fat Man studios, where we are talking life, music, and everything. Welcome to another exciting episode of Mick and the Fat Man, Series 3, episode number 17. G'day, Mick. Happy rock and roll to you, sir, and how are you travelling?
Mate, I'm just travelling fantastic. And you're talking about Series 3, episode 17. Seems like an eternity ago where we talked about how proud we were that we'd got 10 episodes up.
I know, and I'm so excited to actually be sitting on a prime number.
Of course, yeah. Well,
do you feel it?
It's prime, absolutely.
I know. It's weird, but this is a prime number, number 17.
Yeah. Do you think there's people out there who don't know what a prime number is?
Don't care.
Yeah.
Find out. It's what secures your credit card, buddy.
Oh, just tell them. Go and tell them what a prime number is. Go on, you can do it.
A prime number is only divisible by itself and 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what about 8.5 by 2?
Whole numbers then.
Okay.
Whole integers, if the truth be known, sir.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I just have to move my seat. Sorry about that. Yes, whole integers.
Okay.
One can't go into points or halves or anything like that. And it's as I said, it's one of the massive prime numbers is what people use for IT security. So there you go.
Fantastic.
Blockchain is based on. I don't think blockchain is based on massive prime numbers. Anyway, in general, bank securities are based on massive prime numbers.
Well, I have a bigger question than what blockchain is based on, and that is, what is it?
Always a good question. And the other question is, who invented it? No one knows.
Oh.
There's some thought that it's an Australian. His name is something like Togamoshi or something like that, but yeah. And it seems
he'd be from Brisbane.
Yeah. You remember him? He had a fish and chip shop. Anyway, let's move on. Mick, guess what? Mick and the Fat Man's Rock News. Mick, follow up.
I think it's great that you got Wolfman Jack to do our announcements for us.
I got him back from the grave.
Yep, well done.
Yep, he came back and did that one for us. Bit of a follow-up. So we were talking last time about, a couple of people. So I just thought I'd follow up on a couple of people. Ozzy Osbourne had to cancel a tour. He wasn't well. And he recently put up that he said, as you may know, 4 years ago this month I had a major accident where I damaged my spine. My one and only purpose during this time has been to get back on stage. My singing voice is fine. Now that's an interesting thing to say, but anyway, singing voice is fine. However, after three operations and stem cells, he's had stem cell treatments, so endless physiotherapy sessions and most recently groundbreaking cybernetics treatment. So that's pretty amazing. He's having groundbreaking cybernetics treatment. His body's still physically weak. Now, I know you said you got a bit of a gammy knee. I'm thinking even if you got no hope, if bloody Ozzy with his cybernetics treatment can't get well, I think you're fucked. I think you might as well go and bloody put a bullet in your head.
I mean, Ozzy should be able to keep going. He's had enough medication throughout his life.
You would think he's got enough painkillers on board to last him for another 20-odd years.
Absolutely.
It's all really disappointing. My fans really fucking... disappointing. My fans really fucked me up more than you ever will know. So he's been... Ozzy's been open about his health battles. He's got Parkinson's, as you know, which diagnosed in 2020. I thought he had it well before then, because when he was on that show, I thought he had Parkinson's.
I thought, look at the way he shakes.
And that was back in the 90s, I think. Remember the show they had, the Osbournes?
It seems like it's been forever.
I know. And I thought he was crook back then. Anyway, he's kicked on for another 20-odd years, and he's determined to get back on stage. So hopefully we will see him he might come to a tour. I don't think he will. Doesn't like planes. So he goes around in a bus.
Yeah, he's going to find that last leg that last leg from Honolulu to
we can get into LA, but I don't know how we get him over here.
Up the top, across from Alaska to Vladivostok on a ferry, bring him down.
Yeah.
Ferry from Singapore through various stops in Indonesia to Darwin, and then bring him down on the Sturt Highway.
Yeah, I'll bring him out on the Indian. We'll take him on the train, take him on the Garn, and chuck him on the Indian Pacific, bring him back over, and he's in Sydney.
Long way to go for a concert.
It is a long way, but he'll enjoy the trip through Vladivostok, etc., etc., etc.
And the Russians won't know what he's talking about.
They probably will. They'll probably be the only group of people on earth
that
who do.
Could explain a lot. That's Ozzy.
Now the other one, if you remember way back, the Boss, we had him pegged for looking after some of the elderly folk on tour. He had a bit of a tumble on stage himself.
Oh dear.
And so he took a tumble. He wasn't that well, but he recovered. So he basically got to his feet and he finished the concert, which was great. Anyway, since then, the sad news is that he's got a stomach ulcer.
Oh, poor bloke.
Yeah, you wouldn't credit it, would you?
What's he got to worry about?
Oh, I don't know, not having enough money. Do you think?
That'd be it for sure.
So anyway, as I said, the news is good. I think we'll see Ozzy back on stage. He has had a walking stick for a while, so he'll be back there with his walking stick. I think it's got a skull on it or something like that to make him look even more terrifying. And
doesn't need the walking stick for that.
The Boss will be back as well. So they're both good follow-up stories to I mean, before I went away, things were in. I thought we were in trouble. I thought we were going to, maybe lose someone, or they may get, shuffled off to the nursing home or something. So anyway, that's good news.
I think that's great news. And the people who claim that the media never gives a run to good news stories, I think you've just disproved that.
It's a great news story. Now, I was looking at the paper the other day, and there was not. I said to my wife, "I'll find you a good news story." I couldn't find one.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Anyway, let's move on, Mick. As you know, we're both huge fans of Donald Trump. We love everything he does.
Speaking of good news stories.
Great news stories. But I feel that sometimes we get a bit lost in the tirade of excitement that Donald brings to the world, and we forget about the little people, the people that he supported, and the people that really love him to death and understand some of the things he's saying. So what I thought I'd do, I put together a bit of a montage. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. They're actually YouTube videos, but they're self-explanatory, and I'll play these because a lot of the mainstream media aren't cottoning on to some of the details of what's happening in Trump land. And if you understand what great things Donald was doing and how his supporters are really stepping up to the mark, things will be better. And when he gets into power next year, you'll understand some of the great things that are going to happen. So let's just give this a whirl and see how we go. So interviewing someone in the street, asking them, how would Trump end the war in Ukraine? Because he said previously he'll end it in a morning sort of thing.
He would, yes.
Yeah.
Trump says he could pick up the phone and end this thing in 24 hours. What actually would he say?
Knock it off. He'd kind of be that kind of tone to him.
You think tonally, knock it off might cower Vladimir Putin?
Because he knows Trump stands up and says, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it.
Do you wish Biden would threaten nuclear war?
No. Strong stance of, hey, stop doing this.
Okay. Or
you got to have a rattle behind that saber.
Right, which is
troops, but you don't want to do troops because then you have all that war.
Right. So what would it be?
Threat of it.
Threat of troops.
Correct.
There's a huge push for normalizing pedophilia.
How do they normalize it? Are they making pedophiles look cool?
Well, if you go online, there's a whole list of pedophile symbols.
Really?
Yes, they're like circular symbols. There's a lot of triangles. There's colors. A lot of them are in pizza related, like ping pong pizza, for example, in DC.
That's a pedophile Pizza?
Yes.
What if I order a pizza? What images should I be on the lookout
Triangle.
for? A triangle would mean
With a circle.
pedophile made that pizza.
Yep.
Everything's coded, and I've been learning gematria, so
What's gematria?
can I pull my phone out for a second?
Sure.
Okay, so it's called the gematria, and it's a calculator.
Gematria is a mystic numerological key and an app which allows believers to type in words and get back meaningful numbers.
You type it in the calculator, you get these numbers. And so Michael Jackson's last concert was This Is It, comes to 113.
You know what that means? Do you? I don't know what that means.
So 113 means not true,
So Michael Jackson, that wasn't his last concert.
and he's alive.
Michael Jackson's alive. People are talking. Is Bin Laden still alive?
Bin Laden, is he alive?
Tim,
Are you doing math right now?
no, I'm trying to remember his real name. Tim.
Osama Bin Laden.
Yeah, Tim.
Tim?
Someone, forgot his last name.
Tim is not the most Saudi name.
And he wasn't Saudi, he was
was-
from the CIA.
We are here at the March for Life. You want to tell us about your sign?
Oh, sure, thanks. Abortion equals mass psyop, which equals harm to the psyche, spirit, and soul.
A psyop is what exactly?
That's a whole, as they would say, like rabbit hole. You know.
The rabbit hole, like when you watch YouTube videos.
Well, you can go down rabbit holes just through people. So before YouTube.
You were managing to get down these rabbit holes even before it was easy. You were looking for them.
Exactly. And I personally like lamb holes. Right? So rabbit holes or red pills would be very politically based.
Yep.
Because that's kind of what the sign
Sorry,
is about.
what? Red pills and lamb holes?
Right, so red pills, rabbit holes, those go together. That's when you wake up politically. White pills and lamb holes is when you wake up spiritually about God or the battle of good versus evil.
That's incredible stuff.
You think that Trump is actually still in power right now?
What do you think?
So you think Biden is not the current president right
No,
now?
sir.
No.
No, sir. Never believed it.
So Trump is the current president right now?
Yes, sir.
So are you mad at Trump for the high gas prices?
No. It's not Trump's fault.
Whose fault is it then?
It's Joe. He's got to set all this.
But Joe
up.
Biden, where's Joe Biden? He said he's not president.
He's not the president.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is,
So how could the gas prices be his fault if he's not president?
what you don't understand what they're trying to do. They have
Okay.
to wake up the dingleberries that are still asleep.
Okay. You think Biden is not alive right now?
No, the guy that's doing the stand-up job of trying to wake people up is an actor wearing a mask. I mean, there's several different people playing Joe Biden at this point. And then when he fell up the stairs going on the airplane, I myself think that was Jim Carey. I've heard that he was one of them.
Wait. You think that Jim Carey was wearing a mask and was the acting president?
And being silly by falling up the stairs 3 different times. And James Woods also, I think, is one of the doppelganger mask-wearing people.
Do you think that there should be rules about what is taught in school?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what wouldn't you like to see
Because
taught in school?
there's critical race theory.
Yeah, that critical race theory, as soon as I heard about that, I'm like, why are we doing this?
What is critical race theory?
I don't know. I haven't.
Right.
Donald Trump is president right now.
He's currently the president.
Absolutely.
He is still president. There's a lot of things that this Biden person does not have, like the presidential seal and things like that are pretty obvious.
Biden doesn't have the presidential seal?
No.
When he speaks, there's a presidential seal in front of him.
It's not real.
What is he doing as president?
He is in charge of the military.
Great.
The military is in charge of this whole thing.
The military were put in charge in 2018 when President Trump signed an executive order.
The American military arms that are going to Ukraine, we have Donald Trump to thank for that?
No.
That's
two militaries.
There's two militaries.
There's a good and a bad.
So there's two militaries. Donald Trump's in charge of the good one.
Yes.
Biden's in charge of the bad military?
That's exactly right.
I think that clears it up pretty well, doesn't it?
Combined development of the human intellect and technology brings us to that.
And the numbering thing. So you get it. So I went and got the app on my phone, the Gematria app on my phone to do the calculations, and I put your name in.
Yeah.
your full name.
My full name?
Yeah, and you got 155. That's the number you got.
Okay.
Which means to be pure, innocent, to be innocent with respect, to be cleaned out or emptied, to cleanse. So I'm thinking your new regime of the coffee enemas, I'm thinking that's what that's about. That's saying you're doing the right thing.
That's fantastic.
So that's good news.
They've got me in one.
So that's pretty interesting. And then so it just shows that you're right in that one. And
Have you tried this this number thing with Humphrey B. Bear?
I hadn't thought about Humphrey.
Yeah. Or the Wiggles?
I hadn't thought about the
Or Teletubbies.
In the future, we'll follow that up.
I think you should.
We should have
I think you haven't really approached this, with broader brushes. We should have.
Yeah. What I should do is just have a little gematria side, a little gematria sort of thing every show. We just do the number on somebody or something. That's a good idea.
Well, maybe if you do it, 1,001 albums that you should hear before you die, do the gematria number for the artist.
A good idea.
Yeah.
So that's a great idea. I did it for me. I ended up with 141.
Oh, yes.
And it means to feed or to give to eat. And I thought, oh, that's because I like going to restaurants.
That'd be it. Yeah.
So I'm thinking. And Mick and the Fat Man, the meaning is to surround. So that's interesting, isn't it? We surround. So Mick and the Fat Man surround. It's like we're like a big podcast hug.
Is that like surround sound?
No, I think it's just like we're around you and we're hugging you and we love you. So when you think about it, it's pretty straightforward, isn't it?
In fact, even when you don't think about it, it's straight. In fact, it's even more straightforward when you don't think about it.
Don't think about it. So great stuff going on there. I feel that we as I said, we listened to Donald and we get caught up with some of the great stuff he says, but we're not understanding what's going on with his supporters and the MAGA supporters, and they're really putting 1 and 17 together and coming up with other prime numbers and things like that. So, fantastic stuff.
From the sounds of it, I don't think most of them could even spell prime.
Look, it's fascinating, isn't it? But I did like the lamb holes. What the fuck's
dear.
Mass psyop. What's a psyop? It's a hole. What the fuck? Anyway.
It's a rabbit hole. Man.
Rabbit hole. 1001 albums you must hear before you die, Robert Dimonry. Now, last show, Mick, we did Sinead O'Connor as a sort of a tribute to her, and because we love to say. One of the other people that was on the list there, I was looking through the book. I'm looking, and I can't find it. And so I'm assuming, because you mentioned that there's bound to be an update to this book, and I'm assuming that it's been overlooked, and the addendum's going to come through. The next edition of the book will certainly have Cliff Fish in there and honouring Paper Lace. I could not find Paper Lace in 1001 albums in the book, but I'm assuming it has to be there given the popularity of the band.
It's a shocking oversight.
Unbelievable. And, they were such a popular band. And Cliff was performing right up until the very end. He had cancer and sadly passed away. But was there right to the very end. So I thought I'd just do a bit of a thing about Paper Lace. They had 3 singles in one album in the top 100 in Australia, and they had number 2. They were number 2 and number 4 of all the singles in Australia in 1974, and they were just edged out by, in 1974, the number one song in 1974. See if you can guess this.
I just want you. I really love the things that you do. So come on, love me too.
Now, you can understand why Paper Lace might have got pushed out of number 1 when you got such quality as Alvin Stardust going on there. And the other one that the other single that they had, so they had 3 singles, obviously, Billy Don't Be a Hero, and I can't remember the other one. But the one that was least successful, the least successful single was this one. It's good, isn't it?
What does a grimace sound like?
I can't understand why that was their least successful single. Can you? How could that be their least successful?
Just awful.
Just and this is a piece of information I know you'll be totally amazed by, but Paper Lace were the most successful band to come out of Nottingham.
I would have thought that. They're the best thing to come out of Nottingham since Robin Hood.
I know. But do you know where they became famous? Opportunity Knocks in the ABC.
Of course, yes.
And so the band auditioned for the program in 1970 and got onto the program in 1973.
Well, that's a shocking oversight by the show.
What a hopeless show to take 3 years to bring such a quality band on.
Oh, no.
And oddly enough, Billy Don't Be a Hero was not a hit in the United States because someone else released it and they made a hit out of it. And so Paper Lace missed out on the US. But The Night Chicago Died was big. Topped the Billboard Top 100. Sold over 3 million copies. So there you go. Paper Lace.
As I've often said, there's very little nexus between quality and sales.
So I'm hoping that the 1001 albums, the next edition, will be properly updated to reflect the true nature of some of the quality bands that it's missed out on.
Racy.
Yeah,
Racy's another one.
Another great band. Still doing the rounds, I dare say, with probably...
Well, why not?
With probably 10 different people singing in it, but yeah.
If you've got a hit like that, milk it until you die.
That's exactly right, because you got nothing else.
That's exactly right. Good God.
Anyway, Mick, the old tattered Globite is sitting over there in the corner where I'm looking for another bag. I haven't found one yet that's suitable to your quality as a human, but... Because it has to be good.
It's got to hold a lot.
It's got to hold a lot. It's got to be big. It's got to be strong. It's got to be able to survive falling out the back of the car in lightning in Cooperpedia, I beg your pardon.
Yep.
So you're at this stage. You've still got the old Globite. So get it out and open her up and tell us what you got inside it, mate.
Well, it's really light this week.
Oh.
Did you pick it up?
No, you did.
Oh, I did.
I was just looking at the fucking thing.
Yeah. It's got all it's got inside is a sign that says, sorry, that song's not original.
Oh, really?
Now, I don't mind covers, and we've talked about covers a few times because covers can be fun.
Yeah.
And over the years, a lot of hit songs weren't written by the performing artist.
No.
Believe it or not.
I don't believe it.
Even Elvis. Despite the fact that he was credited with having written every one of his songs, that was merely an opportunity for Colonel Tom to squeeze money out of the songwriter.
Indeed, he did too, didn't he?
Absolutely. If you want Elvis to do your song, he gets co-credited as a writer, so he got half the songwriting.
Did Elvis actually write many songs?
Not a lot.
No, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I love Elvis. Yeah, he's great, but that wasn't his thing, songwriting.
Yeah.
Lots of covers, and the nature of covers is that if someone picks up a song and does it well, and through a combination of timing and an endorsement and all those good things, they get a really big hit out of it. Sometimes we forget about the person beforehand who actually wrote the song, recorded it in the first place, and did it as a hit. So I thought we might talk about some of those songs today, and sometimes how artists have been unscrupulous in how they've have dealt with the original writer, and sometimes to the point of what the courts have deemed to be stealing.
Oh, Oh, interesting. Always a very difficult path to go down.
Oh, it's a nasty one, isn't it? Yeah. Look, even us, we there's fairly rigid copyright infringement laws, and we're covered to some extent by clauses in those laws about critics, and criticism, legitimate criticism, and I don't think we breach that in any way. But there's always the temptation, and that's what the laws are there to stop. Someone, lifting a hit song and playing that, and there's your podcast.
If we suddenly became mega multimillionaires out of this podcast, then people would look at us, and then they would make a decision about whether we're suable, because there's no point suing someone if they ain't got money.
Well, exactly right. We're right as rain.
Laughing.
We are laughing all the way, not to the bank. In the early to mid-'60s, there was a massive change happening in music. Before that, it was stuff that you heard in the 50s, and songwriting teams would write stuff, and another band would be put together. NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. That's not a new phenomenon.
No.
That's always been done. Impresarios will put together a singing group,
Really?
boy or girl, and give them a bunch of songs and put them on the road.
Monkey's my favourite.
Well, very true.
Except that was made for a television show as opposed to...
Oh, it's the same thing. It's on the road, on the airwaves. Yeah. But they bucked the trend and tried to go the other way.
Yes,
but we'll actually talk about the Monkees, because the Monkees is an interesting variation on this whole thing that we're talking about. I'm not saying it's bad. Because if you can do a song better than somebody else, then, hey, let's hear it.
Yeah.
It's not always better, of course, but...
No.
And there's something appealing in hearing a new take on something you're familiar with. That's why people go to the local pub to see a tribute band.
And aren't there a lot of those nowadays?
Oh dear, yeah. Because there's no cost. All they need is a laptop that plugs straight into their sound system.
Yep.
And they just put in a programmed drum beat or bass beat or both, and happy days. Away we go.
That's it. But there are a few of those. There's quite a few Beatles tribute bands who actually get up in all the Sgt. Pepper gear and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, good luck to them.
And cut their hair the same and all that sort of shit.
It's sad for them, really.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, Bjorn again, who have tried to become ABBA.
Yes.
And have done a good job at it too.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them live, but what I hear, they do a really great show. If you like ABBA,
I prefer
the
hologram version of ABBA.
The hologram version?
Yeah, with their new album. They come out and they put it in a hologram, remember? Last year?
I must have been asleep that week.
Yeah, well, ABBA came out with a new album last year.
Yeah.
And they didn't do live concerts. They actually did a live concert, but they did it all digitally, and so they're actually, you can watch the concert, but actually it's holograms.
Fantastic.
True.
That's a legitimate use of technology there.
Yeah, so they were wearing like the blue suits with all the electrodes on it, so that they can then fix it up in post production, all that sort of shit.
Wow, like they did with Gollum.
Exactly the same. So in fact, Gollum they could have put Gollum in there to sing a couple of songs,
and they should have.
Oh.
Let's not try the voice. Listen, so back in the 60s, it wasn't unusual even for top artists to do an album full of other people's songs. Even someone like Bob Dylan, his first album, which was called Bob Dylan, 2 original songs. He did a lot of stuff, like Woody Guthrie and folky sort of stuff there, which folkies were singing at the time. That quickly changed. The next album, the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, only 2 songs were covers. And then after that, we all know, it was Bob Dylan. The Beatles' first 2 albums combined their own and others, Twist and Shout, that sort of thing. Yeah. And they were great versions. They were lots of fun and that reflected what they did in the Reaper Barn in Hamburg.
Yeah.
No one would know Hamburg if the Beatles hadn't played there. I don't think.
No.
But by the time they did Hard Day's Night, their 3rd album, it was all Lennon and McCartney material.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So it created an emphasis on the original as done by the writing artist, and which then spawned a cover version. Oh, I like that song you just wrote and sang. Now I think I'll do my own version of it. Sometimes that's for national or international distribution. Sometimes it's to play down the local pub.
Yeah, and quite often the record company goes to so and so and says, "I think you should do this song." which is the do a cover of this song, and the record artist goes, "Yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir."
Well, since songwriting credits, songwriting royalties are such a big part of an artist's income, it wasn't unknown, particularly during the 60s, things like Blinded by the Light. It's a Bruce song, Bruce Springsteen, and done by Manfred Mann's Earth Band, because the publishing company took it from Bruce, because the songwriter gives all their songs to the publishing company, who says, well, let's go to another market where he's not quite as big and see if somebody else wants to do a cover of this song, and we can get more royalties and more money for everybody. And it was not unknown for them to do to go hawking around through all of the bands, do here's some Dylan songs, here's some Springsteen songs, and so on and so on, and vice versa. Things that were hits in England and Europe, and take them to America.
That's it.
Where someone who's got some exposure already can make a hit out of it, sell more copies, and as Warren Zevon said it, we'll all make a few $100,000.
That's right. I don't think Warren ever made.
I don't
too
think
many,
he did. No, I don't think either. Yep. So
I think he probably made more money out of being the guest music producer for what's the name's Late
David
Show.
Letterman.
David
Yes,
Letterman's Late
exactly.
Show.
Yeah. Yep. So you got cover versions and you got the original, but there's anomalies in any process like that. Blowin' in the Wind. Who wrote Blowin' in the Wind?
Dylan.
Dylan wrote it, absolutely. Who had the hit with it? Before Dylan, Peter, Paul and Mary.
They have it before Dylan.
Yeah. So therefore, according to the definition we've just established, Dylan's version was a cover version of his own song.
He wrote the words.
He wrote the song.
And
the answer, my friend.
That's right, because I remember the Peter, Paul and Mary version, but I didn't realise they'd put it out before him.
That was the one. So it's quite
it was a lovely version too.
Really very good. But nonetheless, you stick to a definition. There's lots of grey area with this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Last episode we talked about Leonard Cohen, and he wrote a song back in the 60s, mid 60s, called Suzanne.
Yes, I remember.
And his you don't mind if I just tap on the table there, do you?
It's what you've got to do.
I haven't done that for a while. You haven't gone crook at me for a while. So
no, but the thing is, you don't have the pen in your hand. It makes it worse when you've got the pen in your hand.
Oh, I'll get a bit of tapping action going soon. But Leonard Cohen wrote a song called Suzanne, which Leonard Cohen's never a big selling artist, but his songwriting company took it to an artist called Judy Collins, who was big at the time, who recorded it on her album. He put it on songs of Leonard Cohen. She recorded it. It was the hit. So does that make Leonard Cohen's version the cover? Suzanne takes you down.
I think it's just make it the less successful.
Well, yeah, I know, and there's no benefit to anyone in really getting hung up on the definition. But if the definition's there, somebody's written a song, somebody else covers it first, somebody else does it first. Does their reference version become the definitive original? It's really, really quite funny. Up until the mid-'60s, artists would do what was known then as the Great American Songbook. Sinatra, Peggy Lee, Elvis, they sang standards, and people would write sheet music. And you'd take the sheet music and you'd perform it straight off sheet music. These days, you hear the song on not even CDs anymore. You hear it on the radio or on your streaming service. And that's a good song.
Yep.
I think I'll do it the same way. And away we go. But back then, someone would write music. A designated songwriter, Lou Reed, Carole King, started their careers as songwriters before they were performers.
Yep. Big songwriters,
Yeah.
And in fact, Lou was a prolific songwriter, wasn't he?
Yeah. In fact, Lou would work for Pickwick.
That's it.
Yeah. And whatever would be a hit, it might be surfing songs. Lou, can you knock out a dozen surfing songs? And Carole King, not quite as glib as that, but she would write songs for other people to cover.
Yeah.
Not even cover.
Yeah.
Other people to perform. Take them off her sheet music.
Yeah.
She'd get the credits and the royalties for them singing it, but didn't get to perform it. Didn't get the performance royalties.
Yeah.
And it's life. That's the way it is. We've talked about this one. This has been a long favourite of ours. Did you have any favourites that fit into that sort of thing?
I was having a bit of. I've got a few, The Zootons.
Oh, the Zootons. I love them.
From Liverpool.
Oh. I know a different Zootons.
A Liverpool indie rock band wrote that famous song, Valerie, by Amy Winehouse and Mick Ronson. So you remember Amy Winehouse doing the song, Valerie, written by the Zootons.
I thought that was the Monkees.
No, it's the Zootons.
Oh, no. Really?
Take Me to the River by Al Green, which was quite a successful song by itself. However, the Talking Heads version was pretty big as well. And I don't know whether it was actually bigger or not, but it was pretty big. Now, whilst I don't have the Talking Heads version of that, what I did find was the Once in a Lifetime, the David Boone version of Once in a Lifetime. And if you remember the Late Show on the ABC, at the end of the show they would always have someone come and do a cover. And it would always be this humorous setup where Tony Martin would say, okay, now we've got Aerosmith coming in, and they're going to do "Dude Looks Like a Lady," and Mick Malloy would go, "Oh, sorry, did you say Aerosmith? Oh, I thought you said Pete Smith," and they would then have Pete Smith or whoever. Anyway, David Boone, not David Byrne, is doing "Once in a Lifetime." And I think you need to listen to this because this is a classic.
Now, before you play,
yep.
David Boone, of course, famous Australian cricketer.
Oh, yes, sorry, I should have prefaced that for anybody else. So one of the Australian sports is cricket. David Boone was a famous batsman. People used to love doing send-ups of Boone. He had this big moustache, and he was called Booney. And here he is doing Once in a Lifetime.
You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack. You may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile. And you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing under.
Well done, Bernie. It's another ton for Australia.
It's a classic, isn't it? Now, the other one that was on that show that was probably the most famous one they ever did, the Victorian premiere. So the state of Victoria, the boss of Victoria back in the 90s maybe, or the 80s it would have been, I can't remember exactly, was Joan Kerner. And they got her on. The premise was, oh yes, so tonight we have Joan, Jett and the Blackhearts doing I Love Rock and Roll. And Mick Malloy said, oh, I thought you said Joan Kerner. And so this is one of the classics. She's all dressed up. She's all dressed up in leather.
I saw him dancing there by the record machine. I knew he must have been about 17. He was going strong, playing my favourite song. I could tell it wouldn't be long till he was with me, yeah, me. And I could tell it wouldn't be long.
When you got covers like that, who needs originals?
That's right. So I will put the links to those in the show notes for everybody to have a bit of a listen to. But yeah, so Take Me to the River by Talking Heads got me onto David Boone, and then Joan Kerner fell out of there. Jolene by Dolly Parton, as she mentions, it's her most covered song.
Oh, yes.
And the White Stripes do a live version of that song. And I don't think it's recorded anywhere. They just do it live. And it was voted on in Rolling Stones as one of the greatest live covers by the Rolling Stones readers.
How can they vote on it if it's never been recorded?
Well, it's a live. They said the most live. Maybe it was recorded live. I don't know. But anyway, it's never been studio recorded.
All right.
Fucking pedantic prick. And, of course, the most notable cover, not in a good way, was, in fact, My Way by Sid Vicious.
For what is a brat? What has he got? If not himself, then he is not.
And the other thing I'll just do a shout out is there is a fantastic podcast out there called Coverville. I think he's up to about 800 shows now. He's been going for years. Brian Ibbott, fantastic. He's just, I don't know where he gets all these covers from, but he has the most amazing covers. So if you want to hear some covers, pick up on Coverville by Brian Ibbott podcast. He's had some out every week or so. And if someone dies, he always has a tribute and all that sort of stuff. So have a look at Brian Ibbott's Coverville. I'll put a link to it in the show notes as well. Mick, let's move along, shall we?
We shall, mate. Look, Dylan falls right into this box because many people consider his singing voice to be somewhat less than optimal.
Look, it's better than Joan Kerner and David Boone. Even as an old man, he's still better than them.
Yeah, but look, I'm not sure that what Bob Dylan's batting average is.
I reckon it's bad.
Yeah.
It'd have to be bad.
I don't think it's even 10.
And what's his economic management status as the state of Oklahoma or somewhere like that over there? I have no idea.
Minnesota, it would be. Yeah.
Minnesota, is that where he lives nowadays?
Well, that's where he's from.
Yeah, I don't know where he lives though.
Yeah.
Anyway, wherever he lives.
Yep.
So, Joan would be able to outswat him in the economic management, and I'm sure even now Booney could probably bat out a few more runs than him.
Yeah. Well, I think you're probably right. But Dylan's written some of the staples of our lifetime.
He has indeed.
Yeah. All Along the Watchtower.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Who, for that matter, who doesn't think that Hendrix wrote it?
Well,
there's lots of other versions. A band called XTC. An English punkish new wave sort of band. They did a terrific version. It's not everyone's cup of tea, I'm sure. It's very, very juddery and shouty, but I love it. I reckon it's really, really good. Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Oh,
now,
well,
now I know
that.
you've appropriated that song to commemorate all of the people who've died,
and it'll stay with us. It'll stay with us for every time we have a commemoration of someone passing away. It will be the sting for that segment.
I think so. Yeah. Look. Knocking on Heaven's Door was such a disparate group of people who have covered it and had hits with it. It just keeps coming back.
And it's always a favourite for the mass rock star on stage to sing it as well, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Get your hands in the air, get your lighters going. Or as Ed Cooper did the other day, you're not allowed to have lighters anymore at concerts, so everyone get your phone out and turn your torch on.
Don't worry, the battery won't run out.
He said. It was really, really a very good show. Yeah, he was great. It just goes to show that some of these guys just get better.
And interesting, as I said last show, or this show, last show, we the Knocking on Heaven's Door was in fact Ladysmith Black Mambazo.
Oh yes.
But of course, the best version of this song was, of course, by Avril Lavigne.
Of course. It goes without saying, really.
Why wouldn't a skater girl do it best? That's what I want to know.
Of course, that's what we want. Mr. Tambourine Man, another Dylan song. Okay. But the Byrds had the number one hit, had the hit with it. Dylan was acknowledged after the Byrds had taken it to number one.
Yeah. Without doubt, the definitive version.
Well, absolutely, because the Byrds' manager, Jim Dixon, heard the demo that Dylan, Dylan does demos all the time and you never know what he's going to do with them. There's a historian of Dylan is probably going to find a mountain of stuff out there somewhere in the world. But there was a demo Dylan did, which they gave to the Byrds manager, Jim Dixon. They heard it and said, that's us. We'll be having that one. Thank you very much.
And it does have a sort of a dreamy, drug-like atmosphere to it, doesn't it?
Who'd have thought that back in those days?
It's bizarre. Yeah. What craziness am I thinking?
Oh, absolutely. You know the song Tainted Love by Soft Cell?
Yes.
They didn't write that.
Yes, they did.
They did not. It was written...
Who did write it?
It was written back in 1965 by a woman by the name of Gloria Jones, who... she was a UK black soul singer. and it was very popular in the clubs in the mid '60s in the UK. And Soft Cell picked it up, put a bit of electro with it, and do 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 do.
Yep, that sounds like it.
Probably even a bit more musical than that, really. And they took it to number 1 all the way around the world. It was just split over 81 and 82, and it topped the lists in both years.
Yeah, fantastic.
So it's such a huge hit. What about Janis? You're always on about Janis.
Love Janis.
Me and Bobby McGee.
Well, Janis wasn't really a songwriter per se, so...
She wasn't, no, but we're talking about the fact that she's taken that song, and that's... You say Janis Joplin, that's got to be one of the first songs that people are going to come up with, me and Bobby McGee.
Kind of like the only song people will come up with in general.
I would say so, yeah.
A bit like Warren and Werewolves London.
Well, sadly, yes, yeah. But how many people are going to say to you, that's a Kristofferson song?
Nobody.
Nobody's going to say that.
No.
Yeah. Kristofferson recorded it, didn't do much with it. You know, it was just another song for him. He only heard it the day after she died.
He forgot to get in the lift.
Yeah. So Cohen took his bird. The bird took the song. Poor Kris is left out. He had to go in the Highwayman with Johnny Cash.
He's left playing cards.
And that's a really, really good song. It's well done. It's one of those narrative songs. It tells a little story.
Yep.
A bit like Tangled Up in Blue.
Yep.
Brings us back to Dylan. You know, everything's a circle. What about Joan Jett? You've talked about Joan Kerner and the Blackhearts.
Yep.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. They didn't write "I Love Rock and Roll."
Who did write it?
Who did write it? It was a fellow by it was a band called the Arrows. It was a big hit in the US a few years before Joan Jett did it.
Oh, okay. They actually made a hit. They actually had a hit out of it.
Yeah, and in fact, you listen to it, and the label it was on was RAK, R-A-K, which was Susie Quattro's label. And you listen to the version, you think, okay, I can see where it fits the label. It's not a bad version at all.
Okay,
but very poppy. That 70s style RAK, mud. Not a lot of quality, but a lot of noise.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
And Joan Jett's version is identical to the Arrows version.
Oh.
Yeah. So
good version, good song.
It is, yeah. Interestingly enough, she recorded it 2 years before that as well with Steve Jones and Paul Cook from the Pistols, the Sex Pistols.
Oh.
And then she re-recorded it perhaps a little less nasty for the hit.
Do you want to play Joan Kerner's version again for you?
No, I don't think so. I think we can do without that.
Right.
Probably once in your life is one of those. Once in a lifetime. Thanks,
Water
David Boone.
Flowing under.
Now, let's see if we can throw in a McCartney reference, eh?
Oh, good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
Badfinger. Now, there's a band called Badfinger who are no longer with us because they died. Most
they did.
Died, yeah, for one thing and another, and mostly suicide, which is a real shame. Now, you've probably heard Mariah Carey's version, and you think, that's a lovely song. Someone's written it. She's not renowned as a songwriter.
Which song?
Without You by Badfinger.
Yep.
But she didn't write it, and she wasn't even the first to have a big hit with it. Harry Nilsson did I Can't Live If Living Is Without You. See, people tune in for this sort of thing. You know, this
with duo.
Hey. But the story of Badfinger and the story of this song in particular really is quite intense. It's two songs work together. So Peter Ham and Tom Evans were the songwriters in Badfinger, and they both took their own lives, which is a lot sad. Paul McCartney once described this song as the killer song of all time, and that's why he signed Badfinger to Apple.
Oh, didn't get a lot of value out of it.
Not a lot, no.
They just kept dying.
Yeah, and the band themselves
lost another one, Paul.
It's careless. The band...
One's stupid, two's careless.
Yeah, that's right, yes. Yeah. The band was arguing about songwriting royalties. Yeah, and that happens, I guess, in a lot of bands. Tom Evans had an argument with a bandmate over the royalties in the song, and Evans hung himself.
Really?
Yeah.
Not an overreaction?
Somewhat of an overreaction. Yeah, he'd been stressing out about it for some time.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So it's and Nilsson's version. Here's something I didn't know until I found this particular bit of information. He heard it at a party. He heard Badfinger's version at a party and thought it was the Beatles.
Oh, is that right?
So he wasn't going to do it because he said, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to cover the Beatles. But then when he found out that it was Badfinger, he said, okay, I'll do it. And you know who plays? Your mate, Klaus Vormann.
Oh, Klausy boy.
Yeah, Klaus played bass and
Bass guitarist,
Jim
artist.
Keltner on drums. And so Klaus Vormann was in the studio,
Yeah.
and when he wasn't playing the bass, he's in the corner sketching the band.
Sketching stuff.
Yeah, it was
Doing
fantastic.
Revolver.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and Elton John gets a Guernsey in here because Paul Buckmaster did the arrangements. Yeah, it's a nice little orchestral type of arrangement that goes with it, not overstated.
Yep.
Paul Buckmaster, who did all of Elton's early stuff.
Yeah, right. Okay. Good name, isn't it?
What, Buckmaster or Elton John?
Buckmaster. I'd love to be called Buckmaster.
Yeah.
Not Buckmaster. Buck.
Buck.
It's not two T's, is it? It's definitely B-U-C-K. Yep.
Yeah. No, he's not topical. No. Last week I promised that we'd talk about Led Zeppelin.
Yes, you did.
Led Zeppelin have been referred to. Look, I've got to preface this by saying I love Led Zeppelin. I really, really do. I think that my response to a friend of mine who's a guitarist, he said, "Who do you think's the best guitarist in the world?" I said, "You mean aside from Jimmy Page?" But the band as a whole has a history of appropriating other people's stuff and not crediting it.
Appropriating it when they can.
Well, that's right. And they've lost a lot in court.
Yep.
So things like the song Nobody's Fault But Mine.
Yep.
Believe it or not, that was a Joan Baez song. Well, it wasn't. Joan Baez took it and she appropriated it from somebody as well.
Oh.
She thought it was a traditional song. But it was really written in the 60s by a woman by the name of Anne Breeden.
Really?
Now, traditional means a traditional song with no identifiable owner.
Yep.
People thought Happy Birthday was too, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree as well.
Yeah. We'll talk about Ron Strikett. No, we won't talk about Ron Strikett,
unfortunately.
but we have before. So Zeppelin made their own little version of Nobody's Fault But Mine from a song that was appropriated from somebody else who wrote it, and then lost.
Mind you, it's probably one of the ones they may have been more likely to have thought that was okay, given that they thought some would have. No, they would have had a legal department telling them anyway at some point.
Well,
you would think so.
Did they bother? Did they bother before that? Look, they even knew they were doing it because Plant was interviewed much later, and he said, "Look, it's only a real problem if we're a success. If the song's a success, then someone will come in for a chop at it, and then we've got some money anyway." Which is a fairly cynical way of looking at it.
I know, but as I said, nobody cares if you've got no money.
Yep. In My Time of Dying, again, another great Zeppelin song.
Great song.
Written by Blind Willie Johnson, a blues player. Now, if you listen to the two songs side by side, there's not a lot of common ground, except for a fabulous title. Yeah. Dazed
Good
and
name. It is a good title, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's great, yeah. And totally appropriate to their style of music. Dazed and Confused, which is regarded by many as probably Led Zeppelin's best song. Certainly with Jimmy Page live playing his guitar with a violin bow, and that wonderful sound.
Yep.
Now, if you look at a more recent printing of anything by Led Zeppelin that's got Dazed and Confused on it, you'll find that it says Dazed and Confused by Jimmy Page, inspired by Jake Holmes.
Oh.
Now, this is new to me. I didn't know about this one, but apparently there's been decades of controversy and litigation about this song, and so I went looking for the original version by Jake Holmes. It's terrific, really, really good, and exactly the bloody same. Oh. Because Jake Holmes was supporting the Yardbirds and played Dazed and Confused. Page heard it and said, "That's not a bad song. We should do that." This is in the dying days of the Yardbirds. Took the song. And it became a Led Zeppelin song and kept it. Yes. So different lyrics. I'll give him that. They changed the words. So Page worked up a new version for the Yardbirds to play, and it's still got that that cascading doon 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 doon. Yeah, and put it in the. You can either put it in the playlist or there's a thing on YouTube by a fellow called David Bennett Piano.
Yep, I've got a link to it.
Yeah, and he's really, really good. He's actually done a lot of research on Led Zeppelin's songs, and the ones that were written by somebody else but not necessarily credited correctly. And you can get a link to Jake Holmes. Just go type in Jake Holmes, Dazed and Confused, and you'll find it's a really, really very good song by Jake Holmes.
That David Bennett's he's quite good, isn't he?
Oh, he just goes on and on. There's so much stuff here. A whole lot of love. Muddy Waters, You Need Love. But it wasn't just Muddy Waters. The Small Faces stole it from Muddy Waters, and Jimmy Page stole it from the Small Faces. Well, it's only fair. You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
All right.
Yeah. Rock and Roll. What a great drum intro.
Yep.
Yeah. Lifted from the start of Keep a Knockin' by Little Richard.
Is that right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That hasn't gone so much into legal issues with that, because is a drum well, as they say about drummers, a drummer is a bloke who hangs out with musicians, so is it really music? Maybe not. And that one hasn't carried so much, but listen to the two versions, exactly the same.
Is that right? Oh, we'll have to find that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bring It On Home, the Lemon Song.
Yeah.
Dazed and Confused, I talked about. Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You by Joan Baez.
Oh, yeah.
Black Mountainside, compared to a song called Black Waterside by Bert Jansch. Now, most people wouldn't know Bert Jansch unless you're a folky-style guitar aficionado. He's a top player, really good. Listen to it. But it's not my style. It's not your style, really. But he's really, really very good. So Page thought, well, I'll lift that too. Thank you very much. The most famous recent legal case was Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Versus Stairway to Heaven versus a song called Taurus by a band called Spirit. Now, the court ruled against that, but again, you listen to it and you think, wow, Jimmy's certainly a sponge for stuff.
Let's just have a listen to it quickly.
I think the progression's different enough for it to be an inspired by rather than a stolen from.
Did they win this? They win the?
No, the judge said it's very similar.
Yeah,
but not the same. Not enough to be the same. And look, realistically, it's an acoustic guitar played with a downwards progression.
Yeah, but yeah, similar but different.
Exactly.
And I think it's one of those ones where he may have nicked it a bit.
Yeah,
but you don't know. No. And you know he ever listened to it?
Yeah, well, he did. They were played together.
Oh, that's right. Yes, they did too. Yeah. All right. No, he ripped it off.
So yeah. Look, many of these, not that one, but many of the others, when they went to court, they resulted in a change to the credit on later pressings and back payment of royalties.
Oh, okay.
So
you can make a couple of bob out of the Zeppelin, wouldn't you?
Well, you could, yeah. You know, given that everything they released sold a trillion copies.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy days. Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Yeah. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jeff. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Dolly Parton.
Yep.
Whitney Houston did the version that's the big successful version. You ask anyone who did I Will Always Love You. Well, Whitney Houston did that, didn't she? But it was Dolly.
But there was the Whitney Houston version that everybody went on shows like Talent Quest and tried to sing. And there was no way in the world they were ever going to get to the heights of Whitney Houston.
I know.
It was always the most fucking painful song there ever was, as they missed the note magnificently. They should have just done the Dolly Parton version, which is also very high still, but not as high as Whitney.
Oh, yeah. Whitney, she had a voice all by herself. Yeah.
At the beginning.
What would one of our episodes be without a mention of Rod Stewart? If it's not train sets, it's songs that he's appropriated.
Yeah.
And I wrote Maggie May, remember?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well done. Well done, Rod.
The first cut is the deepest. And look, I'm not criticising Rod Stewart. He's got an eye for a good song, and he does them well. You know, he's these days, you know, he's just Rod Stewart singing old songs. But back in the day, he was a terrific performer and a good thought leader in what would be played and what styles were. But First Cut is the Deepest was written by Cat Stevens. Do you remember the original? And it was a hit for Cat Stevens in 1967.
I don't remember it. I don't think I must have heard it at some point, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. So, Reason to Believe, also by Rod Stewart. If I listen long enough. How come everything sounds like Leonard Cohen when I do it? It was a hit for Tim Hardin. Hardin.
God, yes, okay. He did If I Was a Carpenter.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Okay. Sing another one for us. Sing us another one.
Yeah. Now, I try not to do that too often because we'll be sued by people saying that we've copied their.
You really shouldn't.
We'll be sued by Joan Kerner. The Man Who Sold the World by David Bowie.
Yeah.
Now, anyone who knows that song at all is going to say, wasn't that done by Nirvana on their MTV Unplugged?
Yes. I can't imagine. I mean, the Nirvana Unplugged album I love, and I did, in fact, have it as a CD, but I think most of the world wouldn't know it.
No, of course. No, and that really doesn't fit into what we're talking about here, but they're both great versions.
Yeah, they are good versions.
Yeah, the version by Bowie was the album where he let Mick Ronson have a lot more free reign than he normally did with his guitarists. So it's a lot more guitar based all the way through.
Yeah,
and he never did that again. What about Cyndi Lauper and Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
Yes.
It was written by and released as a single by David Hazard. Robert Hazard, I do apologise.
Who the fuck's Robert Hazard?
I don't know, but he had a hit with it in 1979.
Have you ever heard it?
No.
I'll see if I can find it. I don't know.
Look, someone recently asked me, because I said, well, if Cindy's singing it, it completely changes the version if it's a bloke singing it compared to a woman singing it. And someone said, well, why? It's just a song.
Seems a bit sexist.
Well, actually, yes, I know. But if a guy sings it, I read it as dismissive misogyny.
Okay.
And if a woman writes it, it's just a young person letting off steam. That's a bit unfair, maybe. But the rock world is full of that type of unfairness.
I guess it depends on, I don't know, it depends on many things. How old was Rob when he wrote it?
Well, that's also true, yeah. Me
if
too.
he was 60, it's a bit weird.
Yeah. Don McLean once, he was interviewed and the interviewer asked him, what does American Pie mean to you? And he said, it means I never have to work again. And Robert Hazard, his obituary in the Guardian, said exactly the same thing. That one song that he wrote meant he didn't need to work again.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He made that much from it.
It's extraordinary, the money that's there, isn't it?
It's amazing. I didn't know there was that much.
Yes.
I better write a song.
I'm going to, yeah. I'll get around to it one day.
I'm going to get round to it.
Do you remember a song called Love Hurts by Nazareth? Love Hurts.
Don't do that.
No, sorry. Yes.
Love Hurts. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It was a bloody hit by
Roy Orbison.
Thank you. Sorry. Mental block there. I had the big O and I couldn't get it. And
it was a big...
And then it was a hit for Jim Capaldi in England. He was a member of
That's the
Traffic.
one I remember.
Yeah, and it was a lot more boppy, not a teeny boppy song, but a lot more boppy carnival-style rhythm.
Yeah.
Love hurts, love scars.
Yeah.
Whereas Nazareth was, it's full of angst and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember. So who wrote Love Hurts?
The Everly Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. I didn't know that.
They wrote their songs, most of them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And other people made money off them. Do you remember Turn the Page? How are we doing for time, Jeffrey?
We're over time.
Over time already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll find you a couple of interesting ones. We'll get to the end, though. Remember the song A Hazy Shade of Winter by the Bangles?
No.
I'm not going to sing it.
No, I don't remember it.
You don't remember it?
No.
It's I'm singing the guitar bit. Is that all right?
Yeah, what about who wrote it?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Oh, there you go.
Who'd know that? It was nearly as popular as Mrs. Robinson. So it was the second single off the album Bookends.
Yep.
And must confess, I never knew that it wasn't a Bangles song because it just sounds so much. The way they treated it made it sound like a Bangles song.
Should be a Bangles song.
I'm a believer. Obviously, you've mentioned that before. I don't need to go on.
I mentioned the Monkees before. We didn't mention I'm a believer.
I'm a believer. It's obviously it's a Neil Diamond song. We all know that, but again, most people would say, isn't that a Monkees song?
I think their version's better anyway.
I do, yeah. Although Neil Diamond's good.
I love it.
I've got a great regard for Neil Diamond's stuff up until about Hot August Night. Then he did Jonathan Livingston Seagull and Shut the Gate, folks.
I had that album.
Yeah, I know, but it
was an accident.
You've gone through the horror story that's surrounding that one.
It was an accident. It's a terrible album, it really is.
How about a nice one here to finish off?
Yeah.
Respect by Aretha Franklin.
Yep.
Okay. Who sang it? Who wrote it?
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, okay. It was written and originally recorded and a hit for Otis Redding. And he pinched it from somebody else.
Oh, fucking hell.
So back in Otis's version, R-E-S-P-E-C-T could be spelled much simpler as S-E-X. As in, I go out to work every day, I expect a bit of respect when I come home.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So by Aretha singing it, she made it into a feminist anthem.
Oh.
And this is one where the meaning really did completely change.
Wow.
So
I've never heard the original. I've never heard Otis Redding's version of it.
It's not bad. I mean, Otis Redding's pretty good.
Otis Redding's good.
But when you look at the meanings...
Yeah.
And this is not someone jumping on the Me Too bandwagon and claiming that.
Yeah.
It really is true. You know, that's what he was looking for. She got 2 Grammys out of it.
Yeah.
And
an anthem.
An anthem, absolutely. Aretha Franklin, R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
And you see it written on placards and Me Too movement and all that sort of stuff. Very powerful.
Absolutely. Now, just to finish off, who remembers Moonlighting? Do you remember Moonlighting?
I do.
Yep. That was Bruce Willis's breakthrough back when he had hair.
Yeah.
Before he became a grizzled action hero with a machine gun. With dementia, of course. He played Detective David Addison. And one episode that I remember very, very clearly is fairly typical of his character. David Addison, Bruce Willis, walked through the office singing "Respect."
Oh, I don't remember.
You got to go back and watch that show. It hasn't dated. I mean, it's Sybil Shepherd 40 years ago, Bruce Willis 40 years ago, and a headload of hair.
Yeah, I can't imagine that even being on any.
I wouldn't think so. No. I haven't watched it for all that time, and I don't imagine that it's aged well.
I can't imagine it at all.
No. But I think this episode will age well, especially if we finish now.
And we shall. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you next time. Well, that's a wrap, and thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. And if you like this, tell your friends about us. Also, contact us at mickandthefatman@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks very much. See you next time.